Hey, Middle Street. Hope y'all are doing well, sheltering in place, keeping social distance. This is new for all of us, and we really miss getting to see one another. I miss seeing y'all. I know many of you miss seeing one another. It's just tough, and there's no other way about that. Uh, Fortunately, we have certain technologies that let us bridge that gap a little bit. Videos are not as good as the real deal as being together in person, but I hope they're better than nothing, and I hope that you're able to find ways to connect with people, even if it means having to connect with them at a distance. One way I would love to try to experiment with connecting with you all is through just some short videos that I'll post a couple times a week, maybe 2, 3 times a week, addressing different aspects, especially of our faith in the middle of this outbreak, and how do we think about that. So I hope you find it helpful. This morning I was reading Luke 8, and I wasn't really reading anything in depth. I was kind of skimming a big chunk of Luke, and so I read these four stories that usually we think about individually, but I read them back to back to back to back, and it didn't take long for me to realize that they're connected, even though we never think about them together. If you've been a churchgoer for a long time, you're probably familiar with them. So here are the stories. The first one is the story when Jesus is in a boat and the storm comes up, and you remember he's asleep, and his disciples come to him and they're like, "Are you out of your mind? This is a terrible storm. We're all going to die." And he in Luke 8 it says he rebukes the wind and the waves, and they just go quiet. He calms the storm. His disciples ask this beautiful question right at the end: Who is this that even the wind and the waves obey him? Right after that, we get to a story of Jesus healing a man who's possessed by demons. So he has these demons that are causing him to inflict a lot of pain. It's a lot of self harm, self mutilation. Jesus tells the demons, "Leave this man," and they do. They don't have any other choice. Right after that, Jesus is going from there to another place, and a woman who's been sick for 12 years comes up and wants to be healed. Now, we don't know what exactly the sickness was, but Bible tells us she had been bleeding for 12 years, this hemorrhage of blood. And she touches the fringe of Jesus's garment or coat or whatever he's wearing, and she's healed. Instantly, the flow of blood dries up. And then lastly, Jesus gets where he's going, and there's a little girl, a 12-year-old girl. Her dad's name is Jairus, and this girl has died. And Jesus raises her from the dead. He says she's not dead, she's asleep. Everybody laughs at him, and he kicks them all out of the room, and he says, "Little girl, I say to you, get up." And she's raised from the dead. Four miracles uh, that show that Jesus is powerful over everything. And I think Luke put these four stories back to back to back to back to show us that there is no part of our world that Jesus Christ is not powerful over. He's powerful over natural events, natural things like the wind and the waves, because he created them. He's powerful over the supernatural, over demons. He's powerful over sickness and viruses and illness and injury, which we see when he heals the woman who had been sick for 12 years. And lastly, he's powerful over death itself. Nothing, not natural events, not supernatural events, not sickness or illness or viruses, not even death, can show any power over Jesus. Jesus is powerful over those things. And so that reminded me that there's nothing in our world, including COVID-19, that Jesus is not powerful over. Now, I don't know how he's powerful over it, and I don't pretend to be an expert in answering certain questions. One question that you might be asking, that some people are asking, is, did God cause this? Another similar question is God allowing this? I don't really know. I don't know how all of that works in his economy. Somehow he's in it. I don't know all the details. What I do know is that Jesus is powerful over everything, including this virus. And so while we would never say that this outbreak is a good thing, we know that God can work good through it. The question I want to ask you and leave you with then is this: how are you seeing God working through this outbreak. You probably all have stories of ways that maybe you're seeing people, families, or neighbors or communities band together and be unified. You might be seeing people asking faith questions where they weren't asking faith questions before. I don't know what it is, but take a minute and think about, how do I see God working even through something as bad as this viral outbreak? I hope that encourages you. I hope it helps you to see God and to see Christ through it all, because he's there. Scripture says he's always with us no matter what, even in the darkest of times. Now, if you have specific questions about this, or if you're interested in specific aspects, or wondering about how should I think about this or respond to that, I would love to hear those things and maybe even answer those and post them here. You can write a comment and post it. And if it's a question that seems like it's a good one to address, I'll answer it via video. You can call me or text me or email me as well with any questions. I hope this can become kind of a two-way street, a way for us to process together what's going on. Also, if you want to be notified every time we post a new video, there's a giant red button right under this video that says subscribe. You can click that, and somehow through the magic of the internet, it will let you know every time we release a new video. We'll put these on our Facebook page and on our website too, so you'll be informed. Hope y'all are doing well. Stay safe. Love y'all. I look forward to seeing you again sometime.